Hello and good evening. You are late, but live here with the captain, the skipper. Holy smokes, everybody. I had a technical difficulty and was running around going, hey, what am I going to do and how am I going to pull this off? That being said, here we are. The 51st. And maybe in a lot of ways, like last week's show, maybe technologically not the advanced world in which we all live in, sort of the way the world goes. But I will say this show, like last week's show, is going to have an aura to it. It's going to have a vibe about it. And the vibe has a lot to do with where we are in the world, where we are in this man's head. Doesn't mean it needs to be in your beautiful souls in the same manner. I'm not trying to tell you how to look at life or what to believe about life or even what to value about your freedom in your life. But what I wanted to go over tonight is, who are you? Why are you here? What is it you want to achieve? And who do we need to circle the wagons to figure out, well, who do I need going forward? Who can I cut free? Who can I keep around? Who do I want to keep close? What rooms do I want to be in? What village do I want to be part of? Do I want to fix all of mankind, or do I just want to fix, a few people? Or do I just want to spend my time pitting my dog under a tree? All of that is a beautiful ambition. The question is, what resonates with you? And that's really where I want to go tonight. I don't care what resonates with you. It doesn't matter. It's not a judgment factor. It's really about what resonates with you. That's the sweet spot. Not putting a grade or a degree or this is more important and how come we're even talking about that subject, because that annoys me and that's, fingers on a chalkboard, and I need to live the perfect righteous moment every moment of my life, Ellen, and I'm trying to zen my life around that. No, we're not trying to go there. But I do want you to, I'll describe it now. Think about not the words I'm saying. Think about the meaning of the words I'm saying, partially. But think about the gaps, the cadence, the feeling, the emotion, the essence of the moment, of the conversation. Feel it. Don't just register the words as the English language, if you want to call what I speak English. Find a resonance. Find out. Don't try and hook up with what Alan's doing. Try and hook up with why you're there, why you're here, and what the overall meaning or feeling of this is. More the feeling than the meaning. What are we growing here together? How is this thing growing? And is it bringing you solace? Is it bringing you peace? Is it, or are you simply just becoming a macro expert on the economic picture of the globe. Wow, I get this perspective from Alan, and then I get it from, whoever, Jimmy Valley, or I get it from Raoul Paul, or I get it from whoever you're listening to, right? And I'm becoming a macro, man, I got this, Elon told me this, and the president did this, and I'm like, I got the puzzle figured out. I'm challenging you to go deeper. And there's a brother of mine, our brother, who's an incredible young man, and he's an amazing young man. And the growth in his presentation and his well-being is so evident now. And the man I'm speaking of is Lewis Jackson. See, Lewis and I, we kind of keep up a little bit here and there, kind of text back and forth and whatnot. But he has a saying, and I don't whatsoever subscribe to it. And he says, stay emotionless. And wrong. Sorry, Lewis. I love you like a brother. And anybody that's seen his growth over the last 5 years, what an individual, what a human being, what an incredible father. Can you imagine being his dad or his son, having him as your dad and going forward? The growth I've seen in him just in the last few years as a human being, it's palpable. Like, you can see the people that are going that way, and then you can see the other ones that are doomsday. This is going to blow up, and everything's a problem, and we're all doomed, and everything's a black swan. Anyway, I'm urging you not to stay emotionless. And what I mean by that is, if you're going to be a trader and you're trading live on a laptop and the numbers are rattling around and you're just making arbitrary decisions about, and you have to make those decisions immediately, you have to stay emotionless in that. Correct. In times like today, when the market just seems to fall a little farther and fall a little farther and go a little farther, great wisdom, stay emotionless, because those emotions probably aren't good ones. I'm just guessing. I mean, unless you're one of these people that, I got in when it was $3, and this is just incredible. I get to buy XRP at $2, and I'm laughing all the way to the bank, and many people are. What I mean by the not liking emotions, your emotions, provided they have the correct perspective for you, and I'm trying to tell you what's the perfect or best perspective. What I'm trying to say is, if your ambitions as an entrepreneur, as a better tomorrow, as hope and well-being for yourself and your friends and your family and mankind is going forward in a positive light, and those are your emotions, and you emotionally can feel the prosperity, the well-being, the food for all hungry, the water, the civilization improving as a general rule. If those are your emotions, you should never slow those down. In fact, those should be put in the forefront of your desires. Dream a better tomorrow, always. And never ever, again, I'm starting to preach on it with the never ever stuff. There's always another bus. You didn't miss the bus. Trust me. I can remember looking back at opportunities, and every time I look back at this opportunity, at that opportunity, and many of you know, I got involved with wave power when I was in my 20s. I got involved with Wi-Fi when I was in my 30s and early 40s, and like I should be a multi-billionaire. I mean, some of the ideas and stuff that have been on the ground floor, a lot of these things. And if you live your life at looking back at what was or what it could have been, or I missed the boat, or that was my bus ticket, and there's no more buses, you'll never see the next opportunity. And it's kind of what tonight's show is about in essence. Don't let 3 letters define who you are. Okay. You're not XDC. Okay. You're not XLM and you're not XRP. Okay. That's not who you are. I know that's been your research, and I know it's been all consuming, and I know it's consumed your life. And when number go up, it's never enough. And then when number go down, it's this devastating, like, torment of like going to the dentist for a root canal. Like it's this, it's torture going up and it's torture going down, and it's defining your life and it's defining who you are. And is it bringing joy, and is it bringing clarity? Is it bringing peace to you and your loved ones? Is it bringing financial reward to you? I'm not saying you should sell it all and be done with it all. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. I'm not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is if you define your entire life by your investments, they rule your life. If you're simply your business, you're all consumed in your job, your business. And anyone that started a business, the first year to 5 years is just brutal. Again, I want to remind everybody, I'm talking about an emotion. I'm not talking about words tonight. Okay? I hope you heard the passion of the last 10 minutes of what I said and what it means for you. I'm concerned about you. I'm concerned about our family. There's a lot of people pointing a lot of fingers about a lot of stories and telling a lot of stories on X, and they're sending them to me. And every time I read them, I think to myself that's not my reality. That's not. That's not the prosperity in which I'm living. I'm not living a down market right now. I've never been busier. I've never had more financial prosperity in my path. I've never been more joyous to be on the phone for 8 to 10 hours a day, every day, with the people that I'm doing business with. And it blows my mind, the opportunity on our plates. And then when somebody sends me something about crypto and I look at it, I'm like, oh, yeah, right. Wow, that's right. I'm a crypto channel. And it's like, oh, it's did what? That's not my reality. It's prosperity. Financial prosperity is the next bus that pulls up in front of you. And you can't just sit there and say, oh, well, it doesn't say XRP on the bus, so I'm not getting on. If the bus door opens and you're at a sweaty park bench and you don't want to be sitting there anymore, and the bus says something else on it, and you say, wow, I'd like to jump into an air-conditioned bus. This might be my next prosperity. I suggest you get aboard. And I'm not, again, don't listen to the words I'm saying. Now, I want you to eliminate the English language for a minute. I'm not just talking about DeFi or investing or AI with pharmaceuticals or generating electricity or the other 5 massive business opportunities that are on your platter. I'm talking about bus stops of all those little nuances in between. All of those are financial opportunities that the people like you and I have never had financial access to before. Because of decentralized economics today, that was only for the top of the pyramid. Are you feeling me? Are you feeling what I'm saying? Don't listen to the words. The opportunities that are here with us today, you have to sit down, relax, and say, okay, wipe the board clean and say, okay, what resonates with me? What do I enjoy studying? What do I like reading about? What do I like to get knowledge or wisdom from? And okay, it can be XLM, whatever. I mean, that's cool too. I get it. But broaden. Right now is really important that you get a little more broad. And before you get all in the hate comment section over there, don't worry. I'm going to bring all this back to crypto at the end of the show. This is going to blow your mind as to where we're at. You live in a time that has big business crippled. They're in a lot of big trouble. And they're not stupid. They know that a quick startup of Alan and 3 guys in his garage, which I'm doing right now. One of these nights, I'd like to get a couple of the people that I talk with a few times a week on this channel. I just have them talk to you guys about what this man's life has been like. The amount of startups that I have started in the last 6 months, you can't count on both hands. It's bigger than that. And they're not brick and mortar. And they're not just DeFi. And they're not just number go up crypto. They're all the little nuances in between that make dollars and cents and are inevitable. They're mandatory. But are they a 10-year company? No. They're stepping stones because people need those stepping stones to get to the next level. And it's not at all complicated. It's not difficult. It's something that any of you can achieve. It's not at all something that obviously I'm going to need a lot of help because I have a lot of great people in this chat and watch my channel every week. And I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I'm honestly sorry that I had not done more videos, but I've really been quite caught up in putting things together for what I plan to present at my show. And by the way, if you, I know there's going to be 1,500 people watch this video, probably closer to 2,000. So that means there's probably, I don't know, a couple hundred tickets left. That means you've heard me talk about this for, I don't know, months. And you're like, well, I can't really go or can't get there. Or, I don't know, there's some kind of other important thing in a Cub Scout meeting or whatever. I'm here to tell you that this is one of those shows. This is not like any other crypto show you've ever been to. This one's different. And it's not just different because the way I'm putting it together, because it's going to be more of a family event. It's going to be more of like people in a room, and you're going to be just as important as any of the guest speakers on the stage. And there's not going to be many of them. And the only ones that are going to be allowed on the stage are going to significantly change your financial future. They're not going to be up there blowhard guy. I'm going to talk about, I don't know what my crypto thing might do and save mankind 10 years from now. No, you're going to literally go, I need that guy's contact immediately because tomorrow he's going to change my financial future. I hope that resonated. I hope you're feeling beyond the words that I'm talking about here. You got to be in that room. That's the room you got to be in. If you're not in that room, why are you in crypto? Oh, okay, number go up. Alan, I bought this thing and I bought it at 10 cents and now it's $2. And when it gets to 2,000, I'll be a bazillionaire. Oh, okay. Wow, that's cool. So when that happens and you become a bazillionaire, what are you going to do with your cash? What are you going to do with your money? Do you have any idea what your life concept or financial future or how to plan it or what to do with it? No, you don't have a concept. You have no idea what to do with it. And in about 2 hours time, I got to bore you with 8 hours of a show. In about 2 hours time, the rest of it's going to be cocktails and drinks and food. We're not going to be up on stage all day boring everybody to tears. We're going to go right to the steak and fries. We're not going to mess around. And literally, you're going to walk out of that building and say, oh, wow, now I know what to do. Now I know who to do it with. Now I know the people that I can believe in. Now I know the systems that could work for me. You don't have to like second guess yourself or, wow, am I going to call, I don't know, Goldman Sachs, or do I get a broker? I guess I'll talk to my banker. If you do either one of those, you're going to make more in a month than they'll give you in a year. With numerous products, not just Go Baby Trader. There's going to be other things that are going to be like, you will never go to another show like this one. I'm serious. You will never go to a show again and say, wow, I learned so much at this show compared to the first show that I went to with the Staple Group. I have 3 guests that are in a concept that I'm building between the 4 of us. The 4 ideas are not just revolutionary, they're life-changing. And it has everything to do with, you can handle this, you can do this, here's the tools, here's your tool belt. Now hook this on your tool belt, hook this on your tool belt, and hook this on your tool belt. And along with your IBC, your infinite banking concept, and your life insurance and all those other tools, like Coach JV is always talking about, all of those, become your own banker. All of those too. I'm not disregarding those because those are brilliant tools and amazing things for financial future as well. I'm talking about beyond those. That's not even going to be discussed at this show. let's get, I don't know how I got off on the show. I, I, I do. I know why. I know because I go to a lot of shows. I've never been to a show like the one I'm going to put to you. I've never been to a show where I walk in the door and the guy just hits me over the head for the first hour and a half, 2 hours of the show. And I walk out of there just going, oh my God, what was that? Where did he's been saving all that for me? And I just got it all. And I have the avenues, I have the on-ramps, I have the locations, the land, I have the places, I have the people, I have professionals who can help me with this thing. And it's going to be right down the line. And you're going to walk out of the building being a financial powerhouse. And even still, okay, there's going to be people walking out the door skeptical and just say, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing those things. And, I don't know because my broker says, or, my parents were real smart and they raised me to be a cattle and a sheep. So I'm just going to continue to be a goat and a sheep. That's just what I'm going to do. And I get that. And I fully understand that. And I don't expect everybody to listen to everything I have to say and just duplicate it. I'm not a Xerox machine. I understand exactly what you're talking about. But I will tell you, the ones that get it in the room and the ones that really take it in and listen to what's happening and the power that's being gifted to you. And then when you walk out and you implement those abilities, those tools on your belt, you'll be fearless. You will be limitless, and you will have the financial tools that you've been digging and listening to YouTube channels trying to express to you for decades. And you'll walk out the door with the knowledge, or at least the ability to find the knowledge. So how do I represent that? How do I explain to you that you need to be there other than tell you what I just explained to you? It's so, again, this show is not about listen to the words. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. It's bigger than the words. This is a really important event in your life. And if it's not, and a month or two after, and you say, oh, that was the worst waste of my time, email me. I give you your money back. I don't care. I don't care about your money. I got tons of bills, and I'm probably going to lose money on the whole event. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I've been doing this show for 5 years. And in the 5 years, what you learn about business is you start off with an idea for a YouTube channel. And the channel goes like this. Well, doggone it. These people I know that have done YouTube and they're going to make millions of dollars. And, I know this guy that makes $50,000 a year on YouTube, and all he has to do is shoot videos. And sure, everybody decides that in the beginning of YouTube. Within a month, I knew that wasn't the game plan. So after 5 years of doing YouTube, what happens to you? You realize that what you've done is you've created a business. And business takes anywhere between 5 to 7 years to mature, right? All businesses do. Well, those of you who started a YouTube channel 5 years ago know what I'm talking about. Because, see, the first 2 to 3, 4 years, you get the scammers and people that are trying to get you to sell, lollipops that say, Bitcoin on them or something, all the stuff, and the pump and dumps and pump my coin up. And then when we get enough people in, we'll just pull the rug out and you and I will get rich. All those people come along your path. Never accepted any of those. But what happens is after about year 4 or 5, you start going, oh, wow, I met that guy and I met this guy. And this guy knows who I am because I walk in the room and he goes, wow, I like that guy's channel. There's a sincerity about him and I like him. And I want to wrap my product around a man like him and his son. And then you have sit downs with them and they talk to you eye to eye. They look you right in the eye and they said, look, there's bigger channels than yours, but I have something for you. I think I have something for your people. And If you have a business acumen or a financial background like I have, or I've been circled around with economists and billionaires most of my life, I kind of can weed the crap out after a while. And you sit down and you listen. And of those 10 meetings that I have, you weed out 8 of them. At least 8, probably 9. I weeded out at least 8 trading bots before I found GoBaby. At least 8. And what happens? You start a rapport in the background and you vet them and you make sure it's the business profile and you make sure that that's a glove in hand fit with, I don't know, maybe 100, maybe 500 maximum of my true deep channel people that I want to bring with me everywhere. Everywhere I go financially, I want these tools to be accessible to these people for virtually free. Can't always bring that. I mean, GoBaby's $3,500 and I get that, but like it'll pay for itself in a very short period of time. You meet these people and it dawns on you after about 5. I just had my 5th anniversary on YouTube. It takes 5 years to get a solid business under your feet. And what I'm about to bring to you is solid business. Solid, vetted. I'm talking about ways to make money. I'm talking about ways to keep the money. I'm talking about taxes. I'm not going to say it because I can't really say it on YouTube, and I'm going to tell you that 2026 is not going to be a tax problem for you. I'll just say that. I'm talking about custodian your coins. I'm talking about banks. I'm talking about you're going to meet the man who has a bank in Texas and a bank in El Salvador. That's right. You're about to have an offshore account. In this bank, you're going to be able to wire money anywhere, down the street, in your home state, around the world, in seconds. And it won't run on a SWIFT system. These are the people I'm bringing to you. And they're not going to not just hold your money. They're going to pay you to keep your money there. I'm talking about banks. I'm talking about insurance. I'm talking about earning you X's on your money annually. X's, plural. I'm talking about your taxes. I'm talking about your family's financial future. And I'm not even going to really talk about trusts at the show. I don't need to. Trust is when you make it big. You know, we've talked about the level 1, 2, and 3, right? I'm talking about bringing level 1 people to level 3 within 6 months to a year. I'm not talking about a 10-year plan for you. Nobody in this world has patience for that anymore. We're talking about structured financial placement of funds that will blow your mind. Stick around. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know most of you already have tickets, so it's preaching to the choir here. And it's not that I'm even trying to sell tickets here. What I'm trying to do is tell you that there's things that are going to be at this event that I've never seen at events before. Ever. And great food and great fun and great laughs and family atmosphere. And none of it's going to be serious. All of it's going to be laughter and having a good time and enjoying beautiful weather and good people. That's what it's going to be. And, maybe Northern Living will probably be there, with a beer or three in him. So that's always a good time, right? Yeah. Anyway, where were we? Oh, yeah. How does a person, wait a minute, one second. How does a person explain crypto? I said I was going to wait for the end of the show, but I'm going to go ahead and let this one go. How does a person who's a hodler explain what's happening to the market today? I know you've heard it all. I know it's the 4-year cycle and the da 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 da. Okay. As a long-term trader, a long-time trader, trading since the mid 80s, and don't even hold me to that. It's a ridiculous truth. This is not a bear market. You're not in a bear market. Okay. Those of you who believe in long-term trading analysis, this is the time to buy. This is not the time to sell. I know it's kind of a no-brainer to most hodlers, but Oh, and 3 months ago was not the time to sell. So you haven't done anything wrong. This man's opinion, not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to explain something. I hope I can make this really, really clear to everybody. Okay. I'm going to boil it down to as simple terms as humanly possible. And I'm just going to use Bitcoin. It can be any coin. Use any coin you want. I'm just going to call it a coin so it doesn't ruffle anybody's feathers. You're a hodler and you own a coin at said number. And when they sell those coins, okay, for someone to have sold it at that number, what had to happen? Someone had to buy it at that number, correct? You can't sell something without somebody buying. Okay? Let's get that out of the way right now. And now I'm going to explain to you how important that is. So at 125, somebody was selling. At 120, 115, 110, at 100, at 95, and now we're, I don't know, at 85. Somebody was selling all those spots, correct? They didn't just put those coins on a shelf and they just sat there and nobody had anything to do with those. We just sold them and we all lost money, and that's all just what happened because I'm a hodler and I wanted it to be at 130 and now I'm at 85. They're just sitting on a shelf and nobody knows. I just know I'm a hodler, and if number doesn't go up, I'm a loser. Yeah, no, that's not what happens. What happens is somebody bought it. Somebody bought all those. You can't sell anything without a buyer. So somebody now owns 115, 110, 100, 95, 90, and 85, and they're going to buy them all the way down. The stooges will sell. And I'm calling them stooges only in the sense that, to be honest, they probably bought them at 10 grand. So they're probably not stooges. They're running off and buying an island somewhere. I don't know what they're doing. I hope they are. They're probably only selling 20% of their bag, right? Yeah, they got to go on with life. I don't know. What I do know is somebody's buying them. Somebody owns your XRP right now. Somebody is purchasing your XRP at $2.10 right now, today. Why are they buying it at 210? They buying it at 210 because they think it's going to go to $1.50? No, they think it's going to go to $3 and $30. That's a fact. So all the people that lost faith on X, on YouTube, and all the channels telling you, oh, run for the hills and there's blood in the streets, and I told you the cycle is over, and all those people, okay, have sold their coins to institutions. Exactly what this channel's been telling you would occur 3 years ago. When I was in my camper, I said, Wall Street will make all of your coins irrelevant to the point where you will capitulate and you will sell your coins because you'll think the trend is over. And at some point or another, 2 to 5 to 10 years from now, they will hold all of your coins, and you will say something like this at a barbecue after 5 beers. You'll say, those damn rich people always get richer, and I just always end up poor, and it's somebody else's fault but my own because I sold my coins at $2.10. I hate to be the realist here, but that's what's going on. Period. Remember, somebody's buying your coin when you're selling it. That's the facts. That's what'll happen. And people love to have someone to blame. And they will. They'll have the whole world, and the central bankers and the corrupt system, and all those people will be at fault. It certainly will not be him, and it certainly won't be her who did what the sheep told him to do, which is sell and get out before it's too late. That's where this market is. This market is not headed for the bottom. I don't know where it's going to stop. I mean, it clearly looks like it's going south. Clearly. But when it stops and turns around, let's remember who owns them now. Who owns all those coins? Who wasn't afraid to buy it at 120 Bitcoin, at 115, at 110, at 100, at 95? They weren't afraid to buy at all those numbers. Where you think, wow, those guys are crazy. That's stupid. That's too expensive. Look, I can get it at 89 right now. You think all those people are out of their mind. They're not out of their mind. They're BlackRock. And you know what they're doing? They're going to own it all. They're going to try to own it all. It's going to be almost impossible to do. But you know why? Because, see, here's how it goes. I'm going to tell you because I've been on the boat. I've been on the yacht with a cigar, and I heard the story. I know how it goes. I'll tell you exactly what happens. You got somebody like Larry Fink, and he's sitting on his $1 billion yacht. And he's sitting there, and he's got 5 of his biggest clients, and they're like, you know, Larry, you told me to buy that Bitcoin thing at 120, and I just don't even get it, man. I put like $5 billion in that thing, and like, it's, you know, we're down to 85. And he knocks the ash off his cigar, and he pulls the scotch back, and I don't even know if Larry drinks. And he looks at him and he says, I told you to buy it at 100. And I'm going to tell you to buy it when it's 1 million. Why? Because I know it's going to 3 million. I didn't tell you it wouldn't go to 50 in between. I told you it would go to 1 million. And I'll tell you when it's 1 million to buy it at 1 million because it's going to 3. That's the game. And this running around like a bunch of lemmings looking for a cliff attitude that everybody in crypto has today is not doing you, your heart, your emotions any good. I got the dog I think he's bored. He just comes up here and just starts chewing on me like, Dad, what are you doing staring at that laptop all night? You talking to yourself again, Dad? Now I got both of them here. And I got the Goldie here too. Jess, back. Yeah, exactly. John Foster, it's going to 30 million. Of course it is. Like, I don't know how many of you caught this story. I'll do a real quick one on this. But China came China came after their, was that 127,000 Bitcoin or something like that America seized? Oh yeah, there's a little kid by young officer in the Star Defense System, Mr. Jason Lowry, wrote a book that basically said exactly that. The final chapter of his book said, well, sovereign nations and militaries will come after each other because they can, and they can steal each other's Bitcoin. And that what they'll learn is that if you don't have Bitcoin, you don't have sovereignty. And all of a sudden, America said, well, we claimed all those 127,000 because, they were corruptly done. And this was a mining situation that went down like 3 years ago. And the Trump regime, yeah, we're going to take those and we're going to do the right thing with these coins. And we're going to put them in our strategic reserve. And China went, whoa, wait a minute. Not so quick. Not so fast. Can you prove? Wait a minute. It's all on a blockchain, guys. They can't lie anymore. It's not like the old days of the old spies and the CIA and go, well, those coins belong to us now. Now here's our big gun. No, they can't do that anymore. It's all on blockchain. Prove who stole it. Who, why, where, how. Show the fraud. You have to show the fraud. Otherwise, isn't it odd a country that doesn't even believe in Bitcoin wants their 127,000 Bitcoin back? Because their citizens are the ones that supposedly stole it. That's where we're going, kids. And I'm not just talking about Bitcoin. I'm talking about all the top 10. It will be a military strategic play to own the top 10 coins, period. You have to have them. If you don't have them, you don't have the perfect collateral. It's here we are. That's where we're going. Oh man, I don't know if you guys saw what the president of El Salvador just signed with Trump is like. Hello, people, wake up. Grab this laptop and just give it a shake. Wake up. Okay. What those two just did, not only does it solidify the trade between the two nations, it solidifies the transactional, free-flowing fluidity of blockchain commerce together. Bingo. What do you want? Here's what we got. Here, you take this. You got this. We got that. Here, put this on that platform. We got this over here too. What are you going to do? Hey, we need your electricity. Perfect. Wow, look at all those 23 volcanoes you have. Well, maybe we'll get some geothermal going on down there. Yeah, let's put our Bitcoin mining down there. Yes, we will. Why? Electricity is free. Oh, we can mine for the state capital down there? Yes, you can. You're offshore. No problem. It's not taxpayer money. Boom, boom, boom. And you are now in the mining industry. And all you needed to do was look at what has happened to the hash rate in the last 2 years. It's gone straight up. And if you don't understand what that means, wake up. Wake up. Okay? Proof of work is not a scam. Okay? And I know what you know. You already, well, proof of stake is better for the planet. And on and on and on and on. Yeah. I know that. I mean, don't talk to me about green companies. I own them. Anyway, I want you to really look into what that contract said. What they're talking about doing with banking, what they're talking about doing with stable coins. Let's get into that real quick. This strange little thing happened. Tether moved to El Salvador. Why would they do that? It's the most it's the largest, one of the largest buildings downtown San Salvador. Why? They have 100 employees. This is one of the most profitable companies on the face of the planet. And then you go, okay, well, Howard Lutnick. Okay, well, he owns a third of Tether. Okay, well, he's our commerce secretary. And they say, well, I'm really into USDC. Okay, well, that's cool. We've talked about that a little bit, but I'm going to go over that one more time with you real quick, because USDC, gee, they did this. They put the handcuffs on. They got themselves in a lot of trouble. They got handcuffs on them. Why? Because they bent over backwards to the U.S. government regime. And I'm talking about the bureaucracy of Western banking. That's what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about centralized banking. And they wanted to be in the room and their foot in the door so bad. They said, yes, master. Yes, master. I'll do that. I'll do this and I'll do that. And I want to play good with you guys over in Europe too. And I'll lick your boot too. I'll lick your boot too. I want you to know that's what they did. One man's opinion. Okay. But isn't it interesting that bill came out? And I know I've already said this, but I want you guys to listen to what I'm talking about here. They came out with genius and said, hey, we're so smart, we're going to go ahead and let you guys do stable coins all around the world. You can buy American dollars wherever you guys want to. But in America or in Europe, you can't make interest on those stable coins. Excuse what? Why? Why not? Well, so you have to buy bonds, and those bonds are how we register more of these stable coins. And well, you're supporting the U.S. dollar in the Treasury, and you can't earn interest on those. So just, we're going to let you play in our arena, but you can't earn interest on that. And now Circle's sitting there going, what happened to our profit profile? Oh, sure, they're going to make a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. But how are they going to be the number one coin in the world? You can't make any interest? Like, I just get to put isn't that like putting my money in Bank of America? What the hell is different? I don't understand what the difference is. I didn't get it. What did I gain? I didn't gain. What? Inflation's crushing me. And then there was this guy, gosh, I don't know, he might have even invented stable coins, was smart enough to say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to play that game. I'm decentralized. I don't want to be a centralized slave in your globalist banking system. No, I'm out. Count me out. I'm not doing those. I'm not doing those rules. In fact, I'll go to Washington, D.C. and I'll fight against those rules, but I won't sign that document. I'm not stupid. I'll just set up an office. I don't know, Hong Kong, Singapore, El Salvador. Gee, I don't know, Brazil. Where else has he got offices? I'll buy a ton of gold. I'll buy a bunch of crypto. And, I'll just do business out of El Salvador. And you know what I'll do? I'll give you interest on your stable coin, Tether. So now you live in a little village in a swamp in the middle of nowhere, and you buy a stable coin and you make more on interest on your stable coin than it takes for you to live each day. And you're buying U.S. Treasuries. Gee, I wonder if Howard had all that figured out years ago. Probably. I don't think he's stupid. It's probably just dumb luck. It had to be just dumb luck. And now you got all your competitors stuck in this U.S. banking menagerie of just misery of like rules and red tape and what you can't do. Walk in the door and the first thing they tell you all the things you can't do. Isn't that interesting? Isn't it like the land of the free and the home of the brave? The first thing they do is lay down a book on the table and say, well, here's what you can't do. What? That sounds centralized to me. Yes, sir. That's what it is. How do I get decentralized? Isn't that what this whole crypto thing is all about? Yeah, yeah. But if you want to play in our, right here on this, Washington, D.C. area, you got to play our little game. That's not what I got in this war. That's not what you got in this war. Wise up. Wise up. Unbelievable to me how people can't see it. They're so dug in to what, some YouTube channels, XDC and USDC, that's the only coin that, like, they're doing all the right stuff with our government. Yeah, they're doing the right stuff all right with a pair of these on their wrist. Have they got your best interest? When's the last time a politician had your best interest? You, specifically you and your family. Name one. That's right. Oh, and I don't know if you heard this yet, but in the last campaign, and by the way, the midterms, the number one donator in any donation, anywhere ever, of any kind, for the upcoming elections, the crypto industry. Who would have guessed that 5, 6, 8 years ago? Gee, sounds decentralized to me. We're buying politicians now. I thought the whole idea of crypto was to replace those fools. Well, the blockchain, we don't need representation. Well, give me the list and we'll all vote on it. It doesn't take rocket science to put a list together of what we need to fix or change in our nation. We'll just vote on it. Blockchain. I don't need those 500 stooges on Capitol Hill trying to, take bribes and the rest of it. Who needs any of that? Not this man. Anyway, politics aside, my dogs are, you can probably hear it loud and clear, but I don't know, they got a stick, and I can tell you the stick will lose. The stick will lose that battle. But they like to do it right under my chair. It's a dog thing, right? It's a dog deal. Love dogs. Yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling on here for an hour. I did promise to link that back to crypto, which I kind of did. I want to settle it down here for a minute, and I want to talk about what it means for you and I going forward. Are the prices down? Yes, they are. Yeah. Do you need to is the only way for you to find financial freedom is through crypto? If you're pretty sure that your answer is 90%, that's pretty much I got it all in one bag here, Al. I'm just going to tell you that there's other ways to fix your financial freedom. It's probably the best one going forward, or maybe AI. There's a couple others too. I don't want to get into those. We'll get into those at the show. But going forward, make sure that whatever crypto you have is relevant. Make sure it's in the top 10. And I'm serious about that. If your coin is number 25 or 50 or 80, you better make sure that is no more than 10% of your portfolio. And again, not financial advice. I'm just saying that because the winners are being chosen. They're choosing the winners right now. And it's clear. It's really clear. When you look at what's going on with all of them, PayPal and Cash App, and all of them are going crypto. And all of them are going blockchain, and all the banking institutions are going to what we have, what you and I own. Look at the use case, look at the utility, and understand what you own. The utility of XRP, I'm going to boil it down to this one fact. The best utility for XRP, in particular, well, not necessarily XRP, the whole ledger, because that has many uses, but XRP as a coin really is not dollar to dollar. Okay. Dollar to dollar is not, that's going to be a stable coin. Okay. It's dollar to yen, or dollar to gold, or dollar to art, or dollar to something that has to change one end of the, if it's two opposing things, XRP works perfect for that. If it's dollar goes overseas and wants to become a yen when it lands on the other side, we have XRP is perfect for that. But if it wants to be a dollar from Nebraska to Kansas, the stable coin is better at that. Okay. Yeah. Future tier one asset, Atlantic Living. Maybe. Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. That was a statement, though. It wasn't a question, really, was it? It's a bold statement. Yeah, we got Zip in the house. Man, I will tell you, Zip, post your link under there if you're ready. I know he's the kind of Zip's tips. He's the kind of guy that has the expertise and the channel and the patience and the bedside manner to help you with anything you really need on the inside, from level 1 up on in particular XRP. He can really help you with all of it. Yeah, he's really, really good. Yeah. How's Ron? Yeah, now I'm getting into the questions. Ron's XRP. I will tell you, the XRP trader is, last I checked, not doing as well as the other, but doing well, doing really well. Don't get me wrong. But it's just an experiment. But I could have told him the results long before it happened. But the reason why he did it is because if it takes a bunch of in a declining market, this trader is going to continue to take trades all the way down, which are all, they're not losing trades because you're not selling at a loss, but it's taking all these trades on the way down as the price drops. Okay. Well, his concept is, I want to own XRP anyway. So if I end up with a whole bunch of more XRP, that's okay with me. I'm all right with that. I'll hang on to that trade forever because I know one day it's going to go back over $3. So if I buy it at 250 and 220 and 190, I don't care. I don't care. Now I own a bunch of XRP. His point in doing that was, at least I'm not owning a bunch of frog coin or, fart coin or something, right? Like he's owning something that he wants to hold for a very long time. Okay. That was the whole concept between him just doing that. And yeah, there go the dogs wrestling underneath the camera here again. Yeah. We're getting a lot of this one. See, they got to wrestle right on the camera. Sorry, that's not an earthquake. That's the dogs. I'm getting a lot of questions about the trader about this one. Well, Alan, my account's in the red and I'm down. I put 10 grand and it's only, my value is 8,000. It's like, yeah, well, there's two reasons for that. Number one, your account's valued on the value of your coins. So if your XRP is down $1 or 50 cents, the value of your account's down, right? You're measuring the value of this by the value of the coin. Now, if you had it in stable coins or in the US dollar, it wouldn't be as far down. I hope that makes sense. Number two, it's taking trades on the way down the chart as the price falls. So, of course, those are going to be in the negative until the market turns around and goes the other way, and all those become profitable. So I hope that makes sense. A lot of people have really kind of messed that one up, and they're like, you told me it'd make 5% every month, and I'm down already 3%. It's like, well, yeah, you are, because your account's based on the coin value. Like, there's three different, you can do a cash, coin, or stable coin. And if you want to own more XRP, you do it in the value of XRP. But you got to remember, one day you're going to wake up and it's going to go up by 4 and 5x, and you're going to be, holy smokes, wow. If you just get back to $3, your account's just going to go nuts. It won't be 5% a month; it'll be 20% that month, right? Because your other month was down 5% or whatever. I hope all that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is, in the long run, you're going to make 5% a month, 3 to 5, 3 to 7, every. Oh boy! Now he's got the cat. I better get out of here. So they're going to chase the cat next. It's that time of night. You know what I mean? Let me get a couple more questions in here. Russ. Alan, with a probably a large GBT crew here. Should we be nervous about not being in the top 10 coins when we get clear? No, I wouldn't be nervous about that. What you're looking for is volatility, and currently those coins are still relevant, and until the day that they're not relevant, and by the way, Coinbase will know long before you do. And what will happen is Coinbase will say, okay, you got 30 days to get out of these coins, which means you shut your trader off and no longer trade that coin. There hasn't been can't recall a coin that they ever just said, oh, tomorrow that's done. They always give you like, okay, we're getting out of this coin, and whether it be business reasons or whatever. And a lot of times it wasn't that the coin went belly up or went out of business. I can name a few that they've taken off the exchange that, just, I don't know what the problem was. But no, don't worry about that. Good Lord, man, if I get this question one more time, I love you, Becky, but all right, let's go. I'm going to get into it. Since our communities really follows Mr. Jake Claver, I'm going to get into this carry trade. I'm going to explain this to everybody. Alan has the Japan carry trade started to unwind. I'm going to say, where the hell have you been? 9 months ago, when they went from 0 to 0.25, carry trade ended. Done. Finished. Finito. Anybody that had billions or trillions in that carry trades and was making a living at it, that was the shot. That was the flare across your bow that said, hello, hey, X-nay, back door, get out. Because we gave you the warning. We gave you the 0.25. Okay? This is what's coming. We don't have any choice. We did our part of the deal. We suffered the Japanese people for too long, 20 years, I believe that carry trade went on for. And they just said, we're out. Since then, it's done what? Gone from 0.25 to, I don't know, it's over 3%, right? Yeah, the carry trades, that's been done. Anybody that has money in the carry trade, or anybody who tells you that there's money in the carry trade, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm sorry. And I know, and I love Jake, and he's a wonderful man, but his theory or his whole concept that oil is going to shoot through the moon, the carry trade is going to blow up. Well, hello, I don't know how much more blown up than you can get than 3.25 or whatever the yen is today. Like that, like the carry trade was zero, right? It's at 3%. That's blown up. Like it blew up. It's done blown, right? That happened. So, well, I don't know. Is the world crashed? Is the world over? Should we panic? Are we what? And I know Tom Luongo has a whole theory on it too, and I get that. I'm not just blaming Jake, but now I'm going to get into a philosophical point here that's probably not going to be maybe make everybody warm and fuzzy on the inside here, but I'm going to tell you. Okay, she's asking what is a carry trade. Is that what you're asking, Becky? Okay, a carry trade is this. In a nutshell, the US dollar was paying 4%, we'll say, interest, right? So you go to the Japanese banks and you borrow $1 billion for free, zero, no interest. You get to borrow money for free, yen. You exchange the yen. The exchange rate was, I don't know, a quarter point, 3/4 of a point max. So you've lost 3/4 of a point. You put it in the US banks and you get 4%. So you made 3.25% for free for doing nothing. That's it. That's a carry trade in a nutshell. You borrowed money for free and you lent it the money for an interest rate. That's the carry trade. That's it. That's what a carry trade is. Pretty simple. And Japan was stupid. I shouldn't call them stupid. They did it intentionally. Shouldn't say that. They didn't do it intentionally. There was a little meeting with some people who Japan was about to blow up because let's just say they went a little reckless in the 90s. And by 2000, they were done. They were done for. Their real estate would have went to zero. Their banks would have went to zero. Everything would have gone to zero. Okay. They owned half of Hollywood. They were buying New York City. Because they were in such an economic boom in the 80s and early 90s that people were projecting profits decades out into the future and saying they're worth it. Okay. So we'll buy Sony TVs all the way until 2050, that wasn't realistic now, was it? Right. So the Japanese economy cratered because they were selling futures out into a future that looked incredibly bright. But we know that everybody only runs for a decade hot like China did. So they knew that the buck came back to roost, and all of a sudden they were imploding because there was no way they were going to keep up with those profits. So they were going to have to sell their nation, their people's retirements, and they were going to all be broke and destitute. So the U.S. banking institution came in and said, here's what we're going to do for you. Your real estate will not go up one dime forever. You will no longer have shorts in your stock market accounts. So I don't know if you know this, but Japan, you can't short a stock. Okay, you can only buy them long. And your real estate will stay flat forever. And you will sell us product for whatever. You will always sell product to the U.S. Have you ever noticed how Japan has always been able to sell product, but China can't sell a lot of their product to America? A lot of the good products. So anyway, the competing products like cars and stuff like that. Okay. So Japan said, we'll do it. What do we have to do? You have to loan us money for free for nothing, forever. That was the unwinding of the carry trade in a nutshell. Okay. Zip, love you, brother. I know it's late on the East Coast. Thanks for being in here. Yeah. Yeah, you could just ask Grok, but that's nowhere near as much fun. Yeah. Yeah. Jake is just another guy who has a few $1,000,000 in his bank account, but who's absolutely talks out of his arse. He is he is staying relevant with all BS predictions he makes. He's totally aren't. Yeah. Look, Jake's a pretty sharp guy. I mean, I like Jake Klaver. I like the way he does a lot of research. He has a great team around him. I happen to know Max a little bit better than I know Jake, and I like Max. They're they're just like the rest of us. They're trying to make a buck. They're trying to make a living. They're trying to do the best they can for the people they work for, and they do work for people. They work for you. And they go about it in a little different way than maybe I would do it, or Zach would do it, or Dave would do it, or whoever else you watch on YouTube. But the way Coach would do it, but we all do it a little bit different. For me, I have a hard time charging people for stuff that I give away on YouTube. You know what I mean? It's hard for me. Like I always undersell or underappreciate myself on that level. It's tough for me. I know how hard it is to make it out there in the world today. So it's, I don't know. I guess I just feel like everybody's kind of hurting, and the last thing they need is more expense. Yeah, Jake sells a lot of hopium. He does. Yeah, I'd go along with that. Let's come clean here. I thought XRP would be $15 by the end of this year. I still think it'll be $15 by March. I hope for everybody. That was an Elliott wave pattern that I saw. I know I talked about it probably a year ago now. And that pattern should still exist. It should still happen. It did. You got to remember too, XRP is one of those one of the few coins that made a new high. Like how many Ethereum didn't even make a new high. It was right at it, I believe. It was real close, and I don't think it did. I know Solana didn't, or did Solana? I can't remember. Tron did, which is crazy. Binance coin obviously did, and Bitcoin did, and XRP did. There hadn't been a lot of them that made a new high in this last year. So that's something to really take note of that. Write that down. What coins made a new high over the last 6 months, and which ones didn't? And that's big. There's a lot to that. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk about fraud and other people. That's not the kind of channel I have. Yeah, I'm sorry. You need to do your own research. He had some issues, and you might want to look into them. And I'm sure you can find them all over X or wherever else. It's not for me to point those things out. I for one don't believe in throwing anybody under the bus that's ever made mistakes in their lives. I would have been run over by multiple buses if that were the case. I make mistakes weekly, let alone in my lifetime. And anybody that hasn't made one or thinks that I can only follow somebody that's never made a mistake in their life clearly is not living in reality or any level of reality. So forgiveness is one of the most beautiful things you can do for your fellow man, and that's so figure it out for yourself. I guess where I'm going with that. This is kind of fun. I never answer. I never get enough time to do these. Yes, Alex, thank you. I appreciate that. That's such a key thing. There's a, I'm not going to go there. I promised I wouldn't go there. There's a few channels that are really big and they're really popular and they're very negative. And they come across like they're not negative, but they're very negative. And it's their intention is to be negative. And their intention is to spread fear. And I know they come across sounding real smart and they got it all figured out. And they, I know what I'm talking about and I got all this, but the narrative and the underlying emotion and all of it is doom and black swan, if you will. And it's like, I'm not down with that message. And I'm sorry. That's your economic finances are not dictated by the bank you bank with. Sorry. And they're implying that the system tells you they're implying that the system makes this man poor and that man rich. There's absolutely no evidence of that. None. Now, how do you explain 5 brothers and one of them is a billionaire? How do you explain that? You can't. Like, I work with billionaires. I know, like this guy, I've met all 4 of the siblings. I know all of his siblings really well. And you look at him and you go, well, of course he's the billionaire. Why? Because he's positive all the time. He just knows he's going to win. You ever been around people that are just winners? They only see victory. They don't see defeat. And even when they've been down on the ground and their back and somebody's got a boot on their neck, they're laughing about it. You know those kind of people? That's your success stories right there. Like, I was just listening to Tony Robbins the other day, and he told his childhood story thing where there was poor as church mice, and he had nothing to eat and the rest of it. And he didn't wake up. He didn't go out in the world saying, "Oh, well, it's my parents' fault." That's not what he did. He just said, "You know what, man? I didn't care. I don't care. I'm going forward. I'm going to crush it." Like, it didn't. He respects his parents. Now, the decisions they made, were they good for him and his upbringing? Absolutely not. No, probably could have been raised. But I mean, like, how many kids that get everything, or they have the incredible parents and they turn out to be worthless? Like, you can't make an entrepreneur. You either are, or you want to be, and you want to be successful, and you want to see that you're going to succeed, or you're the person that sees the pitfalls everywhere you look. And when you see those pitfalls, you get stuck in them. And it's like, oh my God, I'm going to fail again. I can see it coming. Like, okay, this is going to fail and that's going to fail and this is going to be a problem. And I'm not going to be afford this and I can't afford that. And I can't afford this other thing. So therefore my business is already done. And I don't even know why I would even try. I might as well, okay, I better come up with a better idea. Those people never succeed in business, ever. The people that, like, no matter what happens, they're like, well, okay, well, what else can we do? All right, well, let's do it this way then. That didn't work. Okay. And the biggest YouTube channels there are all negative. Not all of them, but I mean, they spend a lot of time in what could go wrong with the world and the economy. And they blow up. Why? Because misery loves company. It just does. It's so much harder to be positive and looking forward all the time, because, like, people just throw negative stuff at me all the time. It's like, have you seen this article, Alan? Have you seen this thing? And did you know that we're going to World War III and World War IV? It's going to happen this month. And I'm like, because this thing predicted it. And I'm like, no, I didn't see it. Gee, thanks for bringing it up. Now I can't unsee it, right? Like, I don't need it. Why do you think I threw my TV away 20 years ago? I don't want to see it. Why? Where's the value in that? I don't want to get political or religious here, but I'm going to get both. Well, at least one of them. If you believe in God or greater being than you, okay, designed this and designed you in this perfect image of himself or itself or herself, whatever you believe in, maybe, okay. Why would it design you in misery? Does it even make sense to you that something could create this entire perfect planet and then it would desire that people would walk around miserable? Where would that even come from? Well, I'm going to torment these people on this rock that I created because, gee, I don't know, I've just got a sinister thing going on here. I'm sorry, that makes no sense. None. That's media, mostly media, trying to keep you confused. And I'll tell you where it came from. It came from the king in the castle, who had a smart bishop or whatever. And the king said, look, they're going to lynch us all. And the bishop said, king, get them all to wear 2 uniforms. What do you mean, bishop? Get this one to wear red and that one to wear blue. Then they'll lynch each other and they won't come lynch us. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. But it works. It works really well these days. And I hate to be so logical about it, but you don't need government or country or politics. You need to find the love and the source of energy that created you, that's within you. And then you need to see that in everyone else. Then you're done. Then things will come to you so easily and so quickly and so effortlessly, you will start laughing out loud. I get on the phone and people start throwing things at me. Like fortunes. Like, here, just take this, Alan. Here, take this. I want you in on this deal. Do this deal with me. Here, you don't even need any money. I'll just put it in for you. I'm like, well, why would you do that? It's like, I don't know. I got so much going on and so much good fortune. I want to share it with you, Alan. And then I do what? So much has happened to me. I'm like, well, I got to share it with you guys. So then I got to get a show in January. I got to give it to you guys because somebody's throwing it on my shoulders. I'm just going to throw it on your shoulders. And you know why all that happens? You know why that happens? Because I don't see the problem. I don't fear anything. What do I have to fear? What problem? Let's remember, you can never be wrong. Never. And you can never get it all right. Why? Because it'll never be done. There's no finish line. Well, I was wrong. Well, for now, I was wrong about XRP going to 1,000. Jake's wrong. No, now so far he is. Oh, is it done? Is the game over? Does somebody call uncle? No. So you can never get it wrong and you'll never get it right. What can you get? Peace, prosperity, pleasure in the little things. And people coming to you who want you to succeed. If the channel you're watching isn't finding a way to help you succeed, like I'm talking about handing you the tool bag, I'm not talking about telling you, oh, well, XRP is going to go up next month. or because this law got passed that we're all going to be rich next week, or the fundamentals. Hey, here's breaking news. This morning's news. The government signed this bill that says crypto is righteous. Aren't you tired of those channels yet? Have you had enough? Find the channels that want to help you win. Why? Because they're run by winners. I don't surround myself with smart people. I surround myself with positive people, loving people, and winners. And you know who they are. You know who they are. You can walk in a room and there's 10 people in the room and you can go, that guy right there he is. That gal is the sharpest person in this room. And I'm not talking about book sharp. And I'm not talking about just wisdom. I'm talking about there's something, there's an electric, there's a spark there, and there's something that tells you that she knows or he knows that no matter what happens, they're going to be just fine. You know those people? And if you're not one of those people, it's not hard. All you need to do is get a little victory, and a little victory, and a little victory, and appreciate the fact that you won last hour. And you're looking forward to the next victory and the next one. And what'll happen is your life will start dominoing to the point where not only will you be that person in the room that when people walk in the room, they go, oh, there he is. That's the guy. That's the guy I was telling you about. Hey, I'll introduce you to him. And you're just standing there living your life. And you can't comprehend how you're doing it or why you're doing it differently than anybody else, because you just assume everybody knows what you know or thinks the way you do or looks at the world the way you do. But what happens is they come up to you and they think that you're something different or special. But you know you're not. You're just Alan or Brent or Becky, whatever. You're just you. But what you've learned or what you've trained yourself over time is that side of the tracks, they're stuck there. Their life never goes forward and gets more exciting and more exciting and more colorful and more things. Opportunities don't flood into their lives. They run the same old track. They see the same view every day. They repeat they repeat yesterday tomorrow. Their life never evolves. You've been through ruts like that where you can spend times 6 months or a year or two, and that year of your life is just like, my God, it was like in a time where it was like the same thoughts and same things happened, and I was stuck in a rut. And it wasn't the world sticking you in a rut. It was you listening to morons tell you how bad your life is, or how bad the system is, or how bad money is, or what you should look out for. I'm going to get into this one more time, and it's so important. Do you know that fear does not exist now? Fear is a concept of the future. Think about that. Sure, again, if you're on fire, fear is clearly present, okay? If you've fallen off a cliff, fear is present in your life. But other than that, fear is out in the future. It's not even happening to you right now, is it? Wrap your head around that. But yet people are telling you to fear an economic situation that may or may not be in your future. Well, gee, is that like stomping on the brake or the gas pedal? Sounds like the brake to me, doesn't it? Does that sound like, oh, I don't know, spiritual forces, universe, God's light, love upon you is going to just shine down on you when you got your foot on the brake pedal and you're fearing the progress of your life? I'm sorry that you and I were raised that way, and we were, and I have been. And it's been a lifetime of curing that miserable mess of that darkness that society has laid on everybody, as if we all deserve it, or, well, you have to face reality, Alan. I just explained to you, fear is not reality, it's in the future. That's not reality. Yes, it is, Alan. I know it's something. It happened to a person I know. Well, it didn't happen to you, did it? Is it happening to you right now, or is that something you're fearing in the future? Do you know that if you don't focus on something, it's probably not likely to happen in your life? Are you aware of that yet? Are you aware of the power of manifestation? Have you placed the thought process on this one perfectly provable clause that I'm going to give you? You can't think of two things at the same time. So you're either thinking problem or solution or peace or happiness or pleasure or prosperity or good tomorrow or good coming, or you're thinking the opposite of all that. You can't think of both of them at the same time. You can go 1 second to 1 second to 1 second, but you can't think of both of them at the same time. That's impossible. So how much time are you spending thinking about the dark tracks, or the positive forward going, leading your life into a place of prosperity, of time to yourself, getting your life back, getting time in your day back, getting off the hamster wheel and finding a way to wake up every day and say, you know what I get to do today? Whatever I damn please. What if, in fact, not only do I get to wake up and say that to myself now, you know what I like to do even more than that? I like to wake up and I like to have phone calls with people who are in the same mindset I'm in. And it was like 8-10 of you, or more than that. There's a bunch of you I talked to, but like there's a group of you that I know when I call you, I'm just going to hear what's great about life. And inevitably, it's this phone call like, man, I'm so happy for you. And I'm so like, that's so awesome. I can't believe you did that. Hey, that good for you. And that's going to lead to this. And that's going to lead, wow, I can see where that's going for you. Like, do you know what it's like to wake up and have that every day? I mean, really, with people like you? That's better than time under the tree. That's watching your fellow human beings thrive in prosperity, peace, and happiness. And now I got the dog and the cat on the windowsill, and he's thinking he needs the cat. The cat's like, yeah, bring it on, pal. Bring it on. Anyway, I got to close this out. It's been way too long. And I'm going to enjoy the fire and a nice tea with the dogs and my lovely wife, Elizabeth, and our new puppy. Well, I guess he's 5 months old now, Henry. Our little Henry boy. What's that?
It's Henry's birthday.
It's Henry's birthday. 6 months?
Single.
5 months. Henry, come here, Henry. Henry, come here. Come here, buddy. You guys got to see Henry. Come on, big guy. Come on up here. Oh, here he is. Here's our Henry boy. Come on up here. Oh my God, are you getting heavy? So here's Henry. And I know he kind of looks like Bruno, but He's my little Henry boy. He's got his little white spot on his chest like his dad. And yeah, he's a blackmouth cur. And that's our show for tonight. That's what that is. We're going to end with Henry and Jesse and the cat. So anyway, yeah, he's thinking he needs the cat. And there's the cat. Pardon the mess. There's a whole stack of guitars over there. So there's the cat on the sill, and there's Henry or the Jesse staring at the cat. I don't know if you guys could see all that. Sorry about the mess back there, but there you go. That's our gang. All right, everybody. Wow, there's 180 people in here tonight. Love it. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. Stay sound. Stay positive. This market will turn around, and then you'll be on the other side, and you'll wonder what happened, and all this will just be water under the bridge. So you know that. I don't need to tell you guys that. This is not your first rodeo. If you've been watching this channel for 5 years, we've been through this before. So be well, take care of each other, and think of each other as much as humanly possible. And yeah, thanks. Henry is a great addition. He's a loving, beautiful, beautiful animal, actually. He's a great dog. So good night, everybody. And please have a good, safe night. And we will be talking to you soon. I'll be on the boat the next couple of days. I'm going to a little show. I don't know if I'm going to film anything from there, but hopefully I will. And take care of yourselves, and I will see you all very